Hi all. Good morning. Namaste, India. So, Domi, it was a nice introduction, and I agree with you partly on certain items that what AI brings into the software development. But yes, let's try to see if I can clarify some doubts or maybe the bottlenecks when we are talking about AI within a ABAP. Even SAP is also talking about the same, but we have to be a bit practical and see what is useful for us or not, right? So let me share my screen. Okay, better to I hope you
Yep.
can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a moment. Let me hide this icon. And can I wait a sec? Give me a moment. Okay, maybe I have to go to this. Just a sec, I'm stop sharing. Give me a moment. Okay, now I can share. Okay, so yes, the topic is streamlining code reviews with AI, ABAP GenAI Co-pilot on Microsoft Teams for S/4HANA on-prem. Uh, I'm going to the second slide of mine where I'm introducing myself. I am a SAP certified solution architect and project manager, specialized in building solution in S/4HANA ERP, on-prem and cloud. My skills and interests: ABAP extensibility. Currently, I'm working and exploring bit of generative AI, not an expert, movies and cricket lover. So these are my personal interest. And if some people might know me from my old session. I did one session in ABAPConf 2 years back on clean core strategy for RISE development. So if you want to refer that session, it's still making some sense. But yes, in these 2 years, a lot of things have been changed and upgraded from SAP side as well. But still, you can look into this session if uh, you want to see how it started because clean core was new at that time. And here is my LinkedIn profile. You can connect with me, talk to me, or message me anytime. Okay, so what is the problem statement? So the manual process of peer code review or lead review for ABAP deliverables is labor intensive and inefficient when handling numerous reviews. This challenge is compounded by the need to adhere to evolving standards and templates used by consulting firm and clients. So it's very difficult to maintain that consistency and quality in the evaluation and feedback provided to the developers or clients. It's a big statement to make, but yes, as I'm also working in consulting companies supporting various clients, every consulting company has a different format for the code review checklist, and sometimes it's a bit outdated as well. Sometimes it's also updating with the latest standards. For example, we have seen how Clean ABAP has been pushed into the Git also, and it has significant advantages when it comes to follow the Clean ABAP, right? And obviously now clean core is also coming into the picture. So, there are various ways. There are various new templates coming in, and when you are working in the large project, there are a lot of developers and teams. So this is a problem. You have to do it manually. You have to fill that Excel, which is also a manual process. So this is where maybe we can fit in GenAI in place of me going and checking each and everything in the code, whether it's program, class, function group, whatever it is, then AI can do that job for me. And obviously, it will have a human oversight as well that obviously I will get those pointers, I will review them and see whether they are making sense or not. And then I can sit with my developer. I can work with the team that, okay, how to improvise if AI is suggesting this. And obviously, it involves human as well in the loop. So what is the solution overview? It's a simple ABAP GenAI Co-pilot using Microsoft Copilot on Teams and SAP Generative AI Hub. So what it will do, it's quite simple. It will analyze your source code, generate the AI assisted reviews. It will enhance the collaboration between development leads, managers, and developers. So if you look at the architecture here, so I'm on Teams. So I've seen in a lot of firms, Team has been used. It has been widely used. Okay. Then Microsoft has its Copilot Studio, where you can create custom copilots. There is a Microsoft 365 Copilot as well. And then they have their Power Platform, in which they have Power Automate with OData connector. And then it connect to the SAP on-premise solution as well. So if I talk in summary, I'm using Generative AI Hub directly in the on-premise system. I'm not integrating the AI core in Copilot Studio, Power Automate, or Data Connector everywhere. I'm using it in the directly in the SAP on-prem via ABAP. So it's a marriage of ABAP and AI core. And then I'm just I'm just using one Copilot on Teams where I will ask, okay, show me things assigned to me. And then, it will show me the list of artifacts which is assigned to me. And then OData call will go in the backend. And there I have prepared a utility which can, take the source code of the program. Obviously, there are ABAP statements available to do that. And then I'm running my context uh, prompt that, okay, I have to review this program according to this criteria. So this is how it's going to work. Okay, so I'm directly showing the demo. Give me a sec. It's not a real-time demo. I've recorded it due to certain restrictions. So I hope you will be able to get the gist what I'm trying to portray here. So now if you see now this is my Copilot on Teams. I'm talking to it. Hi. And then it will ask me, how can I help you today? Even I can send a notification to it, but that functionality is not right here. I mean, whenever we are done with the program, we can do it. Now it will show the development list. Okay, for which development you want to execute code review. So I've selected one item. It's a report. Okay. Then do you want to proceed or not? And then it will show yep, it will show some pointers of the code review, what it is using. If you see descriptive names, it is not using descriptive names. Boolean expression, positive condition. And it also give an example of refactoring, how we can refactor in an object-oriented way, because the program was written in procedural ABAP programming. So now it can send email notification, schedule a meeting as well, but here I'm just closing it. So it's a very simple to use. Okay, it will give you this review pointers, but again, you have to validate them whether they are making sense or not. So, and then you can send this to your developer, your team, that, okay, we have to fix these items, or maybe we can refactor the code if the time allows. Okay. Now, this is what is happening on the user side. I'm a user, I'm a manager, I'm a development lead, I'm leading the team. This will work for me. What is happening in the background now? So in the background, what is happening? There is a utility class which I've created. Obviously, it calls into OData. Okay, here I'm passing the artifact name. I'm doing the review as per the clean ABAP. I've enabled it for the normal ABAP as well, but here I'm doing it for the clean ABAP. And then it will run, and I will show it in the debug. Okay. And yep. So if you see, these were the pointers we were getting in, and I will send this back via OData back to the Copilot. So this is how it's working. Now coming back to my slide. So now what technical components I have used in SAP? Use of AI Core Extended Plan, because this enables the generative AI capabilities. Then I have developed a custom utility class, which I've just shown, which will call the AI Core API into a ABAP stack as for HANA on-prem. I mean, we can do the same for ECC as well. okay, if we are on ECC, not on S4. Integration of AI core service in ABAP that we can do. Then we can develop the custom OData service, which can use above utility class to pass ABAP artifacts like program, classes, function group, along with the code review templates to generate code review pointers by GenAI. So these are the components which I have used primarily. I'm not going to show how AI core has been enabled. It's a different subject which falls into the AI specifically. Then these are the samples of SAP components that I have used. If you look at here, this is the utility class uh, where I have called the AI Core API within the ABAP code and doing all this activity. Okay, chat completion, if you heard about it. And then this is the context which I've set in SO10. I'm using SO10 here. Okay, so I have put all my checklist items over here. And even I can enhance it as per the latest trends also, even if I'm in the older system or in the newer system where I'm not aware of, or even there is no ATC check setup happened. And moreover, when we are using Teams or this co-pilot, which I have created, I mean, even if you can do the review on your mobile without logging into SAP. So that your team can still move ahead, fixing those points, and work will not hamper. So that's why this collaboration is required between teams and SAP components. Then what are the technical components being used in Microsoft? So I've created this custom Copilot via Copilot Studio. We can utilize GenAI features there as well. Obviously, there is a dedicated license for this. Okay, there are various variants of pay as you go. The way it happens in BTP, it has a similar feature. Okay, and then within the Copilot Studio, we can define custom topics. So in the video, you've seen that I was getting options. I was getting that look and feel, select the development item. So I've created kind of a workflow. So it can be created with the help of custom topic. And action is something where we are calling the OData. Then there is a Power Automate flow, obviously connected with OData. We need a little bit knowledge of JSON and PowerFX knowledge. PowerFX is Microsoft native expression, which we can use if we want to, just joining things, concatenating things. So it will help in manipulating the data which is coming out of OData. And obviously, JSON, parsing the JSON will also help by showing, for example, I was showing the pointers and bullet points, right? So that will also help. And then we have to deploy this Copilot on Microsoft Teams channel. We can directly deploy it. And obviously, we have to work with the IT team to set the roles and authorization trust configuration because you're logging in with your ID. Obviously, in the backend, it will log in into the SAP because you're working with SAPO data. So that configuration has to happen. We need team support into that. And yes, so this is what is primarily happening at the Microsoft side. Then these are the Microsoft components. If you look at this, I have created this Copilot and also given instruction that, okay, you should only respond and take care of code review activities. You should respond very formally. And basically, I have trying to design this Copilot only for the leads and managers who do the reviews, right? And this is an action. This is how OData connector looks like, and which can do all kind of operations if we want. Okay, but mainly I've used get and all, right? So these are the Microsoft components which we can leverage. Then what are the alternative or futuristic techniques for any ABAP AI use cases in on-prem, which we can leverage, right? So ABAP AI SDK is coming soon, which can smoothly integrate in AI Core into S/4HANA with ISLM configuration. So we can use this intelligent scenario lifecycle management. It is already there from S/4HANA, I guess 2020 onwards, but now it will also enable us to integrate AI Core, and there will be a ready-made ABAP AI SDK, which can be used in the backend for any kind of use cases or maybe doing automations. So currently what I've done, I've created a custom utility and do a lot of work to use AI Core into the backend coding ABAP. with the help of OAuth 2.0 credentials, and it required a typical setup. So when it will come from SAP, then it will be directly being used, I believe, with minimal configuration and coding. Then there are other platforms like Google, Microsoft itself, AWS, which have their own ABAP SDKs. If we are looking for third-party solution without SAP services, this is also possible. So we can use Google also. If we don't like Teams, we can use AWS platforms as well, right? Because they are also providing ready-made SDKs, which can connect with different AWS services, Google services, and yes, even Microsoft. Then there is a dedicated framework which can be used via BTP, which is called Bridge Framework, where we can, where we can integrate Microsoft, services with BTP. Then the Joule extensibility via Joule Studio can be leveraged on custom scenarios on top of backend applications via BTP. Currently, SAP is projecting Joule as a co-pilot, but it is not available in every product, especially in on-prem. It will come to private cloud edition, but yes, uh, they are also giving us provision in future that there will be a Joule Studio through which we can create our custom co-pilot. So if that will happen, we can do the same with that co-pilot as well. But currently, I don't have any experience with it. I found Microsoft widely used, right? And then instead of holding on to the SAP solution, I jumped into Microsoft and prepared this solution. But yes, if we will switch to the Joule Copilot in future, if customer is interested to use Joule, and then there will be a smooth communication between backend and we can create custom scenarios. And again, the data we will get from backend is via cloud connector, especially for on-prem and all. So we can do that. And even with, I guess, there will be Joule ABAP AI capabilities will come into ADT as well. So I believe we don't have to deep dive onto the code reviews as such. If we can fix it, the developer can fix it by themselves in ADT with the help of Joule, because it can do the review, it can do the auto corrections with the help of Joule. So that will also work for us. But let's see how soon it will come and how it will be used. Then there is an announcement from SAP that there is a Microsoft 365 integration with Joule, which will be bidirectional. We can leverage Joule Copilot, we can leverage Microsoft 365 Copilot. So they have an agreement. It can be used. 365 will integrate with Joule, and the communication can be smoother. But I believe it will be mainly happen for the cloud products. I'm not sure about the on-premise at the moment, but yes, these are the possible alternative solution which we can think of, or futuristic techniques which we can leverage for any use case for on-prem as well. These are the links which I have put in my slides which I have also used in preparing this solution. And yes, we can refer these links and also find the latest news in this link on the ABAP AI, what is coming, what we can potentially use in future. So all this link will provide us the information. Then thanks all. So I am ending my session. I hope you like it. And I'm still working on this solution. Currently, it is not fully completed. That's why the demo was presented in a video, not live. And obviously, my belief is that there are various ways to achieve great solutions in open source, but my first love is ABAP. So thank you very much. And yep, over to you, Domi.
Yes, thank you very much. A little bit faster than expected, but it was cool feature.
Okay.
We will see us later in the Meet the Speaker session. But to me, I have one question right now. There are a lot of different technologies, different languages, different platforms used in your scenario, and also shown as different possibilities. How long did it take you to find out what's working, what's the best, and to learn all this stuff you need for this demo, for this solution? Do you have a rough
Yep,
estimation?
yep. I mean, this whole solution, I can say that uh, 15 days max, because Microsoft was already there. I'm sorry, but I'm using Teams much more. And and moreover, at the Microsoft side, we don't need any special programming language knowledge here. It's all low code, no code. So you just know about bit of configuration, and as I mentioned, little bit of JSON and PowerFX expressions, right? And AI core is something which is, I think, available from a long time. And the way we call any APIs, right? REST APIs into a web. So it has a similar integration. So and that's why, I mean, it took around 15 days, I would say, roughly. And but still, it's in progress, because my belief is that you just cannot use AI and these Gen AI for a single use case, right? Because you are purchasing the service, you are purchasing the Copilot Studio. So you should have more use cases in actually, leveraging this. And moreover, cost is something which comes into my mind as well, because until unless we don't have really useful cases, then it doesn't make sense just to work on one. So I'm still working on a lot of use cases. So I hope I will stay onto this, but I have to see what SAP is giving us in form of a Joule Copilot and how much it can be used. And, so still working on it. So let's see.
Okay, cool, perfect. So also as a hardcore ABAP developer, it's possible to build such solutions. This is good to hear. So then, thank you. And